Something that we really need to discuss here. It's important. We need to bring this concept early, and it's something I've been talking about lately. And the inspiration for this concept was for this great book called Voltaire's Bastards by John Ralston Saul. And it's what I'm referring to is the language of the empire. And here's what I mean: the machine, the empire, whatever you call it, which is a globalist machine and empire, which includes the U.S. and France and Germany, the EU and and the U.S. Okay, this machine now has created its own internal logic and therefore has created its own internal language. So what we're dealing with now, it's funny that when you say we don't talk past people. When you talk past someone, you are speaking the language of the machine, the language of the empire. Because within the empire, and here's the thing about
you're enabling it to exist.
Exactly, because the language of the empire is about unsubstantiated assertions. Mm-hmm. All the empire does is it makes assertions. It's trying to create or constantly create a reality for you. So the empire says, this is true, this is true, this is true. The worst, if you turn on the mainstream media, what is the biggest, the thing that will outrage them the most? What is the biggest violation? To say something that's unacceptable. Can you see someone going on the BBC, Fox News, CNN and saying, all the stuff that they're saying about Vladimir Putin, perhaps maybe we should re-examine that, or Assad, or anyone, or the Iranian Muslims, anyone who has been decided in the context of the machine as an evildoer. Imagine someone going on and saying, well, perhaps we should examine that. Now, if you think about it, it's the smartest thing you could do.
Yeah.
If you have 4 people in a room and 3 of them say, I think this is true, the wisest thing that one of them could do is say, I think somebody needs to question it and look into it. Even if you all believe it, it's a wise thing for someone to do, scientifically. And then afterwards you can say, well, we examined it and we found out that we all were right or we all were wrong. That's unacceptable in the machine. You'll notice no one will ever come on there. The machine, I think, smoke would come out of your television, because within the context of the machine, there are certain things that are unacceptable to say, right? That tells you they have their own language, and words like that aren't included in that language. And when you start talking, let me give you an example. Recently in Iraq, the Iraqis, so the U.S. said, oh, we're bringing democracy to Iraq. The Iraqis, democratically elected government, votes 170-0 for the U.S. to get out. Mm-hmm. The U.S. said, they sent them a letter. Hey, we voted, you gotta go. The U.S. sends them a letter back that says, we're looking forward to a partnership with you, and we're a force for good. Can you imagine right now if you said, hey, Garland, you've been a bad guest, you have to leave. I'm looking forward to eating more of your biscuits and drinking tea here, and I've really been great around the house. It's insanity in the real world. Here's what that tells you. They're not speaking the same language as we do. Why? Because that's not what that means. Mm-hmm. The language in the empire is used to disguise reality. What does that mean? It means to hell with you, kiss my ass. I got more power than you. I'm going to stay here and there's nothing you can do. We all know that's what it means. Absolutely. There's nothing you can do to stop me. I have no conscience. I don't care. If I want something, I'll take it. And now they've even said, well, you know what we may have to do is cut Iraq up and make one part of it Sunni. And the bottom line, I'm not even going to acknowledge that you said that. In law, the argument is, oftentimes it's in court, when a person is filing an action, does that person have standing to file the action, right? What they're saying to the Iraqis is, in this world, you don't have standing.
In your own country.
In your own country, to make an argument against me. You're not. There's nothing that you're saying that I ever have to listen to anywhere on this earth. That's what that means. But in the language of the empire, it's, we love working with you guys. It's like the Mafia. The organized crime comes to you and says, Gordon, good guy. Certainly would appreciate it if you. What it means is we're going to kill you if you don't.
Yeah.
Oh, the only problem with the U.S., it means we'll kill you if we don't, and we'll kill you if you do. Absolutely. It doesn't matter. So now, that's why I'm saying we have to understand, when we turn on TV and we hear this crazy talk, and we say, what the hell did that person on the BBC or CNN just say? They're speaking a different language. They're speaking the language of the empire. And now, just instead of saying, what the hell did they just say, think to yourself, what did they mean?
Yeah.
Because you will inherently know, based on the context of the argument, whether it's about Russia or Israel or whatever, you know what they mean. So don't get caught up literally in what they said. Oh my God, why did they say that we're a force for good? No, they didn't mean that. And that's what I'm starting to get into, to learn, and I want to start kind of documenting the language of the empire. And you see it online. Constantly. When somebody just says, you make a statement, well, this is true. You make a statement, an empirical fact. X is true. Inarguably. And someone says, you're a Russian bot. That's the language of the empire. The language of the empire is not based on what you said. It's based on whether or not what you said is acceptable in the machine. If it's not acceptable in the machine, then I must attack you. I can call you a Russian bot or anything. But I look at what you said, I interpret it through the language of the empire, and I say, that's unacceptable. Everybody, what do we do when somebody says something that's unacceptable? We attack it. Let's go.